for dear no how a dear no dream dear no kodana a dying and a wasie and a open chance in papa a day apostle and a dying with Timona since so to a nuno and nuntiama one na aquaye bisi basa any and near media sempa and natural things a be one more and some a day a massa crofoni nasi to me canabra one more akache now one more MMS so how no and no and fa emau and unti for one more number it will screen no as soon as any one more in the ayakasu says a woman to my son intino adansi for aji one more atum natural things ana one more ejuma e dance na won tu sika Onyado for dear no how a dear no dream dear no kodana a dying and a wasie and a open chance in papa a day apostle and a dying with Timona since so to a nuno and nuntiama one na aquaye bisi basa any and near media sempa and natural things a be one more and some a day a massa crofoni nasi to me canabra one more akache now one more MMS so how no and no and fa emau and unti for one more number it will screen no as soon as any one more in the ayakasu says a woman to my son intino adansi for one more atum natural things ana one more ejuma e dance na won tu sika engu de biara eda Onyado for dear no how a dear no dream dear no kodana a dying and a wasie and a open chance in papa a day apostle and a dying with Timona since so to a nuno and nuntiama one na aquaye bisi basa any and near media sempa and natural things a be one more and some a day a massa crofoni nasi to me canabra one more akache now one more MMS so how no and no and fa emau and unti for one more number it will screen no as soon as any one more in the ayakasu says a woman to my son intino adansi for one more atum natural things ana one more ejuma e dance na won tu sika engu de biara eda
Ebusuafo bedi a owo bia me ma wo akwaba na me ka chew se aha eye Xposed no enemu nua be ma limo eleke kwame amega masa ababio aha eye Ghana nsem no so no yete nsem so na wagime so enoma bi na motorway so you say social media no ayese motorway casnico speed wo say no bi di an prepare e the speed ahead abetwem ene nsem bi esi wo Ghana na wotwe ya na ohun say emfrepi few days ago ni ehun say ye mampanyifo ni na akohye mu e wo UN eye meeting na UN so ye meeting a ye makwan ma mampanyifo e wo ekrokum eba ebe kan wo man den omo adwen sene tie wade ase na aha ena ye papa Akufo Addo the president of Ghana wakokasa e wo UN na statement na o kan we will have to tackle it. Me who say go for bimu are okay with what he said. Ebimu so nya much okay with it. But let's go with the statement of Okai ewo UN or say as we grappled with these economic challenges, Russia's invasion of Ukraine burst upon us, aggravating an already difficult situation. It is not just the dismay that we feel at seeing such deliberate devastation of cities, towns in Europe in the year 2022. We are feeling this war directly in our lives in Africa. And he continued, every bullet, every bomb, every shell that hit a target in Ukraine, hit our pockets and our economies in Africa. He lamented while delivering a speech at the 77 UN General Assembly on Wednesday. It's Wednesday we are Akufo-Addo ekaka asem. The Akufo-Addo actually now said, I in Tokwana ekofo ewo Russia and Ukraine ti no affect young Africans no directly. In the Africa yete ya no your problems are your economic challenges no. It is by the Russia and the Ukraine challenges now. And now war now and it is hitting us. Every bomb, every bullet that is shot to any Ukrainian, it is affecting especially the pocket of Ghanaians and Africans in this continent. Sir, and here Papa Akufo-Addo ekokan. It's a hono. Ansa na meko ni yebe chire now we are coming to confine. And then yebe chire mu say yoga and anyabia and Ukraine because say Ukraine and Russia. So mo produce bibi and the more we are seeing now. And you bet yes and talk about onity. Yeah, class you on the inside and can. Okay, now let's go. We are looking at the fastest growing economy in the world. This is about the fastest growing economy in the world. And what are the fastest growing economy? We haven't come much into details, but the research never Ube said this is the fastest growing economy in the world. One is India. One of the fastest growing economy in the world now. 2 is Bangladesh. 3, Rwanda, African country. 4, Vietnam. 5, Cambodia. These are the countries that obviously they are the fastest growing economy now. Ebia now, they are being recognized in the international market. Ebia, they are producing a lot of agricultural products. They are making a lot of export around outside their country. They are making a lot of export. Now say technology is about the these people find themselves in it. Rwanda Ebia finding himself in the confine of producing a lot and exporting a lot of goods outside neighboring countries and even in the Western world. Or yes, I'm no more winning outside. It's a fastest economy. Not just say the economy no stabilize. The oil produce the technology produce they are being the fastest growing economy that is being recognized at the market. Because anytime we are over international market, and stock exchange, every me oil. Now Russia see over 2 money 5 cities for a Ghana city. Ebia India so produce oil. Waba when ya oil ni bebre. Ebia so ni mindful no so. And ebia wasaba say obeton wa bontin dwa so. And we say men to Russia the media no 3 city. Not just say men ko to Russia there no at all cost no. As a country me pema me pro no. Me ko to India because enti eno no bo say that ama obi fufuro bia ono super to oil no. E be say yes sir. Yes, go India, then India becomes a fastest growing economy. When it comes to food products, India endorses. When you go to Vietnam, there are many. Ebia about first few rice I did in Africa, Ebia yes, can you be a crack any free UK, a crack free US, a crack free China. Baby Vietnam, and you be to make produce money mine. But now India, Diano, and now a crop for bimu, and so for consumption. And now Vietnam so bring better perfume rice outside. It will back. Oh, say top perfume rice for a 1 city. I will a German so and I'm more exporting and I'm more exporting the chroma. More importing the chroma. Then right now, me Vietnam my air moon, let 50% and 50 pesos. Then it makes the country become a fastest growing economy. Do you understand what I'm trying to say? Fine. And only money fastest growing economy no. Ebi a country be so endorje un say. O hwe ni kuro ni na. Wa be un say ebi a cocoa. And ankofo e demand at the stock market now. Ebi a gold, ebi a seven, edubon haban we feel weed. And now other countries are demanding for medicinal purpose. That is how Rwanda is being recognized for. It's fine. People no make it that demand no. Rwanda will say, me won't be able to. So let's stand on that and produce. It will say, nah, and no have a backbone of the country. Now your friend say it is the fastest growing economy. Now, okay. Yes, Uncle Bọmb. Oil production countries in the world. There are a lot of lists. But they be near share because of the war now, airports for Russia and Ukraine. And I'm media same way ever simply. I just want to come and learn at something. It's in your tinas in a let's see a seminar maker. It's in our share. Now we will be so dear a seminar maker right at this moment. Okay, fine. Oil production countries list. Countries are a very they produce crude oils. They produce oil and oil so And one thing that is making countries become one of the better economy in the world now. Because the companies, astronaut, cars, the gas and the petrol and and these things influence the countries because they be Ghana, you better to your memoir. If you are you want to be an or sick no fire in transport fare no petrol yet to muti are affecting in no manner or the bathroom into the Nana cabin, so oil has become a major factor in the liking of what a country's progress and a country's stability of economy. Okay, now, Yanko. One is Saudi Arabia. 2, Russia. Yokuntokwe. 3, Iran. 4, Iraq. 5, Canada. United States, Kuwait, and so on and so forth. These are the major people who produce oil in a country. We have heard of Saudi Arabia. We have heard of how Russia and even per war, they can say Russian book and exporting oil at the UK, United Kingdom, Queen Elizabeth, I mean from the Ukraine, Nikuro, and Germany in the European country. But about worldwide, Saudi Arabia is still holding more paper in the production of oil. Okay, fine. You can't area. Now we are about the top agriculture producing countries. Agriculture, Eviani ayebedi. Eviani ekuro producing. And now ekuro year. About say in agriculture production. Or to me, produce. And manage soon ekuro force. And may become to the extent of exported for commercial purposes. And being with it, one of the countries are export in agriculture products. And I make sure I hear you to be making in the course of a year. Check United States. They export about $118 billion agricultural food. How many are US the people or the population of USA? They are almost about 300 million. But yet, they produce agriculture product and they even export an amount of this money to the whole wide world. People are receiving this from agriculture produce from this country to the extent that they even have some for stock buffer. Say, a comba crunch, you will be a share your money here. And per research, let's say, who could US here? Say, a combo said then for 30 to 50 years, USA can feed its people from the stock buffer. Now it goes with Netherlands. They also export about $79 billion in a year. 3, Germany. They also export about $70.8 billion in a year. And I'm about to say, what are the produce and normal omutai exported par? And normal yes uncle etai exported in their countries. And normal kofo exported in their countries. One, me boy USA no. USA is fond of exporting corn. And they always export almost about 26% of it to the whole wide world. And it is about $7.6 billion in a year. And second, China, they also export about fish. The fish is almost about 9.2%, which is about $6.6 billion in a year. And go with palm oil, Indonesia, about agriculture product, they produce palm oil 51% in the whole wide world. It's yet say just in now. Indonesia is stopping in the agriculture produce of palm oil. And they make about $10.4 billion in a year. Rice, Thailand. They be out of Ghana more. Bebrena ye pese papa na to Thailand, Vietnam. And they produce almost about 34%, 34.5% in the world, and they make about $6 billion in a year. Now soya beans, United States is not stopping again. Soya beans are yet the USA is producing about 50% of it in the world. Are they producing in the whole wide world? No. So they want to take this percentage. Then meaning they are making money for their country through this agricultural produce. Fine. Kasa me kasa na. Your man penya semunti na me kasa o. I'm talking because of what the president said at the UN. Said it affects Africans, our pocket, through the Ukraine and the Russian war. Fine. Now come back to it. When I was mentioning the fastest growing economy, did you hear Russia? They are already an established economy, but fastest growing economy. Did you see Ukraine there? Fine. When I was talking about oil produce countries, did you see Ukraine there? The only person you saw there was Russia. And Russia too is the one who is invading Ukraine. So how can the oil produce be affected? He only stopped producing oil to only Germany and UK because they have sanctioned a ban on him. So how does that affect us? Okay. We Africans are known of producing raw materials, especially cocoa products and agricultural products. You know, we are fond of producing it, but when we come into the world, we are nowhere found. As I was mentioning, we are nowhere found anywhere in this list of people. And Ukraine itself and Russia was not found in any of these people. But Russia was only recognized when it comes to the oil. And a lot of countries are producing what? Oil. Making even Nigeria in Africa be one of the number one top producer of oil. So how does this Ukraine and Russia war affect us? Okay. Now come back to it. Our president is saying that this people's war is affecting Ghanaians. Let me come back to this statement I just want to make. I'm putting a quotation. Job chapter 32 verse 9. Listen to what I am saying. It is not only the old who are wise, not only the aged who understand what is right. I am repeating it again. Job chapter 32 verse 9. He said, it is not only the old who are wise, not only the aged who understand what is right. It is just say, any opinion biara wanyi and the children say owonyansa. They be a meka say we say me on social media guy dey children say sam kwala na ye ni omunyi ye na ye ka say we jimi o omo anu ni ye nyi ye. Any opinion bia and na body fudge the three fudge and the children say onimunyansa. Which other translation from the Bible or say it is not all great men that are wise. Our president can be a great man, but excuse me to say, might not be wise. Do you know why? Me no waha and Akufo-Addo Gina simple biso. Me ni baby o Gina but then on social media. All ka say ekwan pefa so bia ye besi National Cathedral ne de ye beye den ye besi. E obi be ka say what he was doing there is a pride. It's a pride of showing teasing to the opposition party in the country. Then we say yes. But when it comes to say, now, what could Gina baby? What baby and Gina say? What could Gina UN? A hot gun and you say, oh, you're president of a country now who could Gina UN. Mostly, no, you don't represent your country alone. You represent a continent, which is Africa. And the Nipa Omagada wo UN in Sebe. You said these people, they have some kind of knowledge and some bit a wisdom to control a country or a state. It's in a gugu. It's some of no omuswa. It me example which they say, obi a doctor. No, o do fear. So obi a doctor, near friend doctor. Say anytime be a obi do fear bia. Say wa bon, say unborn yo, no matter what, or your doctor. Because a fear no or class or quaduma as a doctor. It is so only nyansa, only dear money come ye no, and for beyond. The woman now be some funny enough friend said, doctor. But they will be no quaduma, no question, no colleagues one. And I won't him say, me no colleague way, or your doctor crown on a separate ocean. Wait, or shame me. Hey, and a bemwa, a bayariamwa doctor way, or ya dear pa, in Sunipana, your friend the doctor will feel, if you're calling uncle for doctors for one. You bunikura because we are born. And already know, abroad for other different countries, you know, and we say, dear Africans, you know, our leaders are selfish, our leaders are killing us. They always keep telling us directly and indirectly. Oman how say you bring for every abroad. It is a walk of wado. Walk with Tina join. Now we see some where. Did you see Joe Biden as a Ghanaian? Did you see Joe Biden as your opponent opposition party, John Mahama and the state Ukraine and Co? And now who's a stubborn academy Ghanaian so how can you tell this issue in the eyes of all these people? Say the economy and the state of war in Russia and Ukraine and they are affecting your pocket. Joe Biden pona what tisika pudu atuo. Say you franco pata Ukraine Russia war ni mpono. One you complaining say the country no air suffer. Germany ain't complaining here. What kind of joke is this? Do you know what will go through the mind of these delegates? This kind of prominent people who came under the UN assembly meeting, they will be like, this man is a real joke. Did he come here to talk just for fame? How can Russia and Ukraine affect us? What is Ukraine producing? Say, Ukraine only is found prominent in the world by uranium. The largest people who produce uranium in the world. And the uranium Bıllet and no matter producing now, and Ukraine they produce. Makes them, that what makes them. We are seeing our war. And we are seeing our war. So how does this Ukraine and Russia statement becomes a problem to Ghanaians? Fine. Russia and Ukraine are affected. Just few weeks ago, you went for an Afrism loan, sourcing about $750 million. You buy and you suck $720 million. $30 million, I want in fact, Mr. President. And when you disaster Ghana now, say Brabesha Ghana for near go to come to ye. Your couple to any year, any fine, am I? Now you are telling us, say, affected. How is it affecting us? What could you push on the SCM farm out? Mr. President, what could you Busia and the SCM farm out? Say, Busia, what could you get back? What today, no matter the concentrate on making this country a better country and Africa a better continent. It is a debia among all, say, and Mira Kwame Nkrumah make and penny for any Mandela tremu and penny for the bia. So Mokasa will do an assembly. They take it so much serious from the Western world. They say, hey, one Robert Mugabe. They see him as an exceptional person, away from the rest of the president who come to represent Africa. Because Okasa straight to the Western world. Is this what you want to say? Oh, Mr. President. Can I have the right and say that, Mr. President, you are a learned person and a learned lawyer too? Can I allegedly say that with what you are doing and what you have even said at the UN Assembly, it shows that your certificate, your degree that you earned as a lawyer, you bought it. Mr. President, you bought it. You are not learned much. You bought it. Mr. President, you are ruling Ghana with pride. And too much of pride will bring you down. Mr. President, bring down your pride and tell Ghanaians, you think you could have done better, but now you have known that it is not easy to rule a country. Tell Ghanaians and bring your pride down. That is what we want.